Today I get to tell you about a really cool figure from somewhat more recent church history. His name is Abner Howell, and for me his story cuts strongly against the narrative of the church and the Book of Mormon is irredeemably racist. Abner's family moved to Salt Lake in the 1880s. They were Protestant, but they had a surprising amount of exposure to contemporary apostles and prophets. His father Paul was encouraged by Wilford Woodruff to leave his job in construction and seek better employment as a police officer. He'd later become Salt Lake City's first black detective. And there's evidence that his grandfather, Jackson Howell, may have been taught as a slave boy by Woodruff when he was a young missionary in Arkansas. Abner himself was struggling with blatant racism from his peers as a teen when he was approached by John Henry Smith, an apostle at the time, who showed him 2 Nephi 26:33. As Abner tells it, "When I was through reading, a great load was lifted from my heart and mind, and my eyes were opened. I read more and more. I thought how great that was. The words, all are alike unto God. I couldn't find anything in the Bible that pleased me so much as what I had just read in the Book of Mormon." Abner would go on to be a rather popular college football star and was asked by church leaders later on to go on a very unusual church mission. He traveled to various areas of the US working to reactivate black members who'd left the church. The focus was on the wishes of those black members. If they wanted to attend regular congregations, that would have been fine. But if they preferred to have separate congregations just for black members, the church was prepared to make it happen. It didn't happen, and the mission wasn't as successful as Abner had probably hoped, but the experience didn't dissuade him. As he says, "I have been to churches, Mormon churches, from coast to coast, from ward to ward, and I have never been into one yet where I didn't receive a welcome." One can only imagine the pressure he felt from people that weren't members of the church in that era. He was once asked, "Why do you stay in that church?" His response was a simple one: because it is the true church. For a ton more details and a deep dive into Woodruff's 1835 mission, check out the links in the description for this article by Jeffrey M. Bradshaw, and I will see you next week.